So, Chaos Cup final draft. Cito picks a familiar Red Bull Wall 03 map here, the Winged, which is, as you can see, a hybrid map. It will still be a random map start, so you'll do the typical build-up and fixed positions. Water Nomad for Elo Nero has had some luck with that versus the higher rated players. Really picking up on things, and Cito skips Aftermath, which is possibly the most chaotic as a 1v1 ARM map. And second map, African Springs for El Nero, has had some success with Ethiopians there. Jarrett, the rank command is tied to AoE2.net, and AoE2.net is still down, so that's not gonna work. Here comes Crater. Ooh, we're finally might get to see Mangrove Jungle. Haven't seen it played even once in the tournament. So with that I'm looking forward to that. And Chaos Pit also familiar from tournament. Socotra being the leftover map, but that should be a good game one. My signature catchphrase is still dysfunctional. What? What do you mean, Mr. Pleb Chariot? So now we're on the map. Start going to draft civilizations as well. Let's see if he... Yeah, I probably need to host the Civ Draft Link as well. Should be the higher rated player, I guess, who hosts the civilization draft. Let me show you the handbook in the meantime to give you a better overview of the maps and all. Beautiful banner there made by a combat control at Bill. So basically what it says. Sponsored by Snowfix.com that has given $100 for the purpose of this mini tournament. There's the map list. African Springs, Aftermath, Chaos Pit, Crater, Mangrove Jungle, Northern Isles. Wait, what happened to Northern Isles? Oh yeah, band, of course. Socotra, Water Nomad, and Winged. That does not fit within the idea here. Let's not look at the timeline, because I had to extend that. Map draft. And the draft links here for the civilizations. So they'll be picking enough civilizations for 7 matches, of course. Let me just... It's work. There are also 6 non-prize pool brackets for Chaos Cup that I will be casting the finals of as time goes by, so to speak. And I think there have been some good sets there as well. I haven't had the chance to cast a lot of them as of yet, but we'll get to that. So, how's the civilization drafting looking here, guys? Doesn't really make sense to set up a lobby before you have the zips, does it? Oh, here we go. There's the civilizations as well. I just started. Actually, I can share this one here as well. So, Celts and Aztecs banned by Zito. These are at least Chaos Pit maps. They should be strong on Socotra as well. Peter in the chat. Hello, welcome. Nice to see some new names stopping by. And Kolik as well. Hello. So El Nero wants to secure the absolute best civilization he can for Water Nomad. That would be the Dravidians. The wood bonus they get upon reaching the next stage is huge. Lithuanians probably banned with Socotra in mind, among other things. But it would be good on many of these maps, honestly. Mongols. Could be a... Yeah, I'm not sure where Mongols comes into play here. Guess we'll have to see later on. Poles, I think that's for Chaos Pit. Chaos Pit does not have gold in the middle. You need to chop through the woodlands to get to the gold. If you secure the poles, you will be able to collect gold without mining stone. So that's a ridiculously good bonus for the poles to have. Yeah, poles indeed. Maybe El Nero realized there was an audience from Poland in the chat. Mayans, good on almost any map, maybe except for Water Nomad, where they don't necessarily shine. They aren't exactly the prime naval civ out there. Oh yeah, he's Polish. Yeah, you're right. I knew that actually. That El Nero was Polish. Come to think of it. Of course, he has to pick Poles then. He might still get sniped though. Thanks for the follow. Golik. Yel Golik. As we see, Zito secure Persians. I think that's for Winged actually. And to Peter as well. Thanks for the follow. Because Winged has this pond with some fish over there, great to have Persians for that one. Stronger and faster working docks. And town centers for that matter. So something to keep in mind for the eco development. Sicilians, Bulgarians. I mean, I've seen Bulgarians being played on Water Node as well. I doubt that El Noniro will do so, but they could also be a good sim for Chaos Pit, which is one of Zito's home maps. Britons, the ever-annoying archer civilization with the extra range. Byzantines for Zito. So Tech Chariot should be happy now, seeing Byzantines in the draft. Actually a good contender for Chaos Pit as well, because of the cheap trash. You could technically go like Thrash and Towers Rush. On Chaos Pit, I've seen that work, and you have all the defensive capabilities, of course. Portuguese strikes me as a water nomad option, as does Japanese. Malians may be a dark horse for water nomad as well, but then we have Mangrove Jungle as well, which is a hybrid or mangrove shallows terrain map as well. Looks like a pair of glasses, but it's a fascinating map to say the least. Japanese Dravidian sniped, especially Dravidians, no surprise there, but El Noniro is still left with Berbers to have faster moving ships. And Vikings with the cheaper docks as well could be a good one. Right. Let's see if there. Is the dashboard still a thing, or is that tied to AU2.net? It's probably tied to. I guess this could work. Math through Amazon Tunnel. Oh boy. What happens if I click one of these though? Do I get any? Oh, okay. No, I don't want to join this lobby. Any news on lobby ID? Maybe I should have asked them to send that as well, but. But Sito should be showing up here as well, I hope. Uh, Ooh, oh, yes. Who's this? To the point. That guy. Let's speculate more in the civilizations and map picks here. So Gotra, okay. Lame map number one. It's actually going to be the first map as well. So let's speculate a bit here. I'm thinking Mayans because of the Eagle Scout you start with. You usually get Loom immediately as well, which means you could more easily just send one of your... And you start with one extra villager. So you could send that extra villager out and start shooting your opponent's deer, wall in the berries, golds, whatever you find. And steal the elephant if you're lucky enough to run into it. So I think Mayans first it all for Socotra. Whereas for El Noniro, Bulgarians comes to mind, Sicilians as well, Don John rushes, castle drops. But then again, archers are strong on Socotra, so I wouldn't completely rule out Britons either, though they might be intended for other maps here. Cool. We have the lobby. Sito, currently rank 4 in the world. And at a whooping 26-21 rating. Probably see El Noniro joining in soon enough as well. Oh, look. Yeah, Sito wasn't it as well. Perfect. Oh, new lobby. Okay. Which is fine. Probably forgot hidden save or something like that. Yeah, here they are. So El Niro, let's show El Niro's rating here as well. Basically, the only way to show it these days is a ridiculous win rate, I have to say. 164 wins and 64 losses. That's pretty darn solid. You could almost accuse him of being a smurf at this point, but games have seemed like legit for sure. And this up against Zito anyway, so it's going to be a tough one. 23-10, realistically, maybe even higher looking at the win rate. Has even played a lot of team game Empire Wars, which is fascinating. It's actually ranked 3 in the world in Team Empire Wars. Team random map 1866 as compared to Zito's 1900 something. Yeah, that team game win rate for Zito is pretty nice. It's a lot of team games. We plays a lot with his team and friends, so it's a team game player for sure. They have started. Chaos Cup is nice and all, but when are we going to get Akkal play on Chaos Pit? 3 months ago, I hosted a Chaos Pit only tournament. Don't remember if I played it myself, maybe I didn't. Get in time machine, exactly. Exactly. Now, Chaos Cup final. Woohoo! It is a best of 7, and we're catching up with the live here, which is actually Yeah, see Zito's Eagle moving right out here. Luniro has already collected his elephant. So there's not going to be any elephant laming here. Typical Socotra meta, send your villager out, kill the deer ASAP, but why is El Luniro laming his own deer? I mean, it's going to stop Zito from stealing them, pushing them to his home base, or yeah, it's probably going to build these deer then. Loom is in, doesn't want to take any chances here. Can you change colors to make more contrast? I typically like using respecting the colors the players choose, but let's go red and blue. Remind me to keep El Noniro red in that case. Yeah, it's true, the Dark Age Eagle is better than the Dark Age Scout. So, Zito going to the back of his base. El Noniro is his opponent's base, I mean. So not going to be too successful in the deer laming here. El Noniro wanting to push in some. It's one eagle and 2 villagers here against the scout and 3 villagers. So El Noniro at least has the numbers here. He doesn't necessarily have the... I mean, it's going to come down to micromanagement as well, right? And Dark Age Scout can not win against Dark Age Eagle. You'll see in the stats here the Eagle has more attack and even has more hit points as well. So already the chaos is real. And I didn't even get around to talking civilizations, but El Noniro goes for poles. For... you could actually trap Zito here. Goes for poles for Socotra. Also a good civilization for Socotra, of course, because even if you lose access to gold, you can still collect gold through stone mining. You have the Folwark providing population space and instant farm food once you complete farms within the line of reach from the Folwark. And you have regenerating villagers. So as you can see, El Noniro has been fighting with villagers, but since his villagers regenerate, they get hit points back. So so it's in these kind of scenarios like this where you're looking at extended villager fighting, the regenerating villagers will slowly get back to their full hit points. I think Pleb Chariot meant Dark Age Eagle is better than Dark Age. Dark Age Scout. Scout Cab. But in the Feudal Age and Cast Age, yes, the Scout Cab wins, I believe. So Zito is really committing to idle El Noniro's food income here. It's insistent villager fighting here. I mean, as long as Zito keeps his eco running, actually it has they both had some idle this time here, so Zito still keeps a little bit of eco advantage here, even with so many villagers fighting. Now he's had enough pulling away the weak villagers. The Mayans villagers, however strong Mayans' economy is, they do not regenerate. Scout almost dead as well for El Niro, just one more hit and Sito keeps just one villager forward. No! Did he? I've never thought of that. Look at this. Oh, sorry. I want to rewind here. I want to show this. Okay, I don't get to apparently. What he did was attack the farming villager of El Niro, so the villager doesn't work the farm anymore. Then he stole the farm and deleted it. Oh, please don't steal these ideas. That's so cruel. That's so nasty. Foul play is what it is. As El Niro drops a barracks, he is with 3 on gold. Could be straight archers, could also be a late-ish men-at-arms approach here. Since we're on the way to feudal. I think maybe some men-at-arms. Men-at-arms, I would say towers, but yeah, he's going to stone as well, actually. And what? What's going on over here? I think he stole the farm again. This is woman of the match right here. She's been so annoying. She's been idling so much of El Niro's economy. Sito is approaching the feudal age now as well. A bit later, but a higher population, which means a stronger economy. His home base economy has been untouched. He did long distance hunt deer, took the berries, and has a healthy amount of farms here. Maybe it's more of a fast castle approach from Sito here into whatever that means. 5 builders moving forward now, so El Niro wants to go both archers and towers here, which is something Poles can do because of the gold trickle from the stone and actually sending a lot of builders forward here now. 7 builders and 5 soon to be men-at-arms. Huge men-at-arms investment here. Some weak villagers as well, but Sito keeps them very nice and close to the TC. Small walling in towards the town center here as well. This could, of course, have been a passage for El Niro, but there's 1 tree in the way here. So, clever walling. Gold nice and safe in the back here. Could be denied by a tower on that side, I guess. As the men-at-arms try to pull through here. And don't quite succeed. Did not spot. Oh, he spotted the stone miners. Let's see the quick wall skills of Sito here. 1 over there, 1 over there. Okay, nice. Keeps them nice and safe as the Eagle Scout of Sito goes down. Second tower up for El Niro, but these towers are not doing too much, are they? And I mean, it's trying to deny the resources outside. This gold is going to deplete at some point. So it still sort of cuts Sito off this area, as the 5 men-at-arms are doing work here, but Sito has the defensive archers at work as well. Only 3 on gold, 1 range archers here, not going to be able to pull off that any castle age just yet. Hello, Matic B9. Matic. Now the tower goes up, and El Niro is really on the offensive here. He's got a little bit of that folwark economy rolling. He's sort of behind in overall economy here. Whoa! Did you hear that? My custom made alert with my horn and the in-game attack alert were hit at the same time. That was funny. Thanks for the follow. So only one gold left. Does El Niro, he does see it. I'd like to see El Niro placing an outpost or something on this side just to get some vision on the gold and to see if that's actually deniable by another tower. As Zito's army numbers increase here, there's archers and skirmishers from the both of them, but Zito matches the numbers of El Niro here. He also has fletching in. And being the Mayans, you could definitely turtle this out and benefit from the longer lasting resources of the Mayans. Look at this, it's now only missing 250-ish food to get to the next age, and which would allow for crossbows or even eagle warriors. Could be strong here, given that El Niro will be committed to the feudal age for a while, good while longer. So the towers are denying lots of resources, but they're not denying the back gold over here. They're also not denying the wood. So while the aggression has been on point for El Niro, just hasn't been enough. We'll take in the numbers lead here now, but more importantly, he is going to the castle age. He's dropping another barracks actually, so that suggests some kind of Eagles play here. And yeah, this gold should sustain him for a while longer. It's still about how much? Yeah, 1600, no, 1800 gold there maybe. And Niro nowhere near that castle age transition, unfortunately. He's not mining stone, not mining gold, and he's finding himself victim to Sito spreading out his armies here now. He's hitting the folwark farming economy. See, that's one of the issues with the Poles. The folwark economy is amazing because it gives you an instant food boost as you complete the farm. So if you seed 8 farms around the folwark, you are going to get, or is it 7? I think it's 8. You are going to get a nice instant food boost. But it's also going to be exposed, especially if your base isn't walled and you're relying on your aggression working wonders for you. Long time, no siege. Hello, Age of Noob. Taking a little step away from AoE 4 to look at some of this chaos. Nice. I guess these archers have been over here as well to pull El Niro off the gold. He might also be conserving the... tasking the villagers to wood and food rather than gold now, because he has the gold to go Castle Age. He could keep defending with skirmishers, but as we've seen, it's 3 barracks now for Zito, and I think with the Eagle Scouts with upgrades, Eagle Warrior is coming in, then the skirmisher investment of El Niro is going to come to an end, unfortunately. Skirmishers have minimum range, so as the Eagles get close, they'll deal their high, well, not high, but their 7 melee attack, prevent the skirmishers from attacking, and off we go. First game goes to Zito. Nice chaotic start there with the villagers and laming and dancing around and boxing. Should have had the boxing gloves emote for the villagers for this event for sure. And yeah, Zito just turtling it out with the Mayans, defending well and some counter aggression, so that he's going first to the gas stage and overwhelms the opponent with the Eagle switch finally. Let's have a look at the stats and get back to the draft for a look at the next map, which will be El Niro's first home map. Yeah, no new link just yet. We have the Mayans winning against the Poles for Socotra. Our next map, okay, let's mark Socotra winning for Zito as well. And brings us to either Water Nomad, African Springs, or Mangrove Jungle. I'd love to see Mangrove Jungle. It would be quite fun. Don't think I've ever seen competitive pro players play that. Good. Keep an eye out here as well. As long as the lobby is... No. Lobby not quite ready yet. Well, I could search here as well. Of course, maybe they already started. Right, so let's speculate a bit in the maps here. Water Nomad first pick, maybe also going to be the first pick for the next set, which would lead us towards Berbers, I guess, for the faster moving ships. Vikings a good contender as well, cheaper docks, saving you some wood early on, and of course, should it get to the cast stage, you have the longboats. Usually don't see Water Nomad going far into cast stage though. Whereas for Cito, if it is Water Nomad, Byzantines, fire galleys, probably not, but an option. Looks like nobody picked Saracens, or did they? Otherwise, you'd have the faster firing galleys for the Saracens as well. And a market bonus, which could come in handy for an earlier fletching, maybe. But you don't want to prioritize wood for a market, even as Saracens, on a map that requires so many galleys. Portuguese, more HP on the warships, among other things, faster. Is it faster research of technologies as well? And yeah, even Malay comes to mind as a water nomad civilization here. Should it be African Springs though? I'm seeing El Nodiro playing more of an archer civilization. He's been playing Ethiopians earlier on in the tournament. Now Britons comes to mind. Vikings, men-at-arms, archers as well. Men-at-arms, archers in general strong on African Springs. Bulgarians as well. Seeing men-at-arms, towers, even archers from Bulgarians on African Springs. And for Mangrove Jungle, honestly, I have no idea. Strikes me as a demo fest because it's all mangrove terrain and it's a very limited playing field as you need to chop through the wood to get to extra stones and golds around the map. So I'm excited to see that. Yeah, the uh, dashboard. Yeah. But here it says Socotra, so that's kind of lagging behind a bit, I guess. Yep, lobby's up. It sent it to me yet. That doesn't matter as long as I can see it. Now it says Socotra, but obviously it's going to be a different map. Just uh, yeah, Water Nomad is next. No treaty Water Nomad. Important for tournament purposes to not have that treaty, which will allow you to see the enemy town center location at a distance because of the treaty lines. So we should be getting close then. Well, then. Okay, ID from them over here. Hmm. Hmm. Can we find it through a dashboard here, or? How are we supposed to find games here? Had it a moment ago here. Hmm. Open this list. Anyone got any tips as to how to find these games? Anyone's wondering why I prefer to cast recorded games? This is why. Ay, ay, ay. Ooh. Oh, right. Here we go. I hope. Oh, could be some delay maybe. Right again. Here we go. Alright. It's gonna take some catching up to get there. It's fast forwarding to catch up with the lives, just standard live spectating capture rate things. Let's give El Noniro the red again. And this is Waternova. We have Cito with the Malians, so he has a wood discount for all buildings. Also makes it easier to get the docks up. Already on the way to the feudal age here. Sorry about the speeding up. Maybe I can slow it down a bit. No, I can't really. That's probably him answering my message. So. Okay, no. I managed to slow it down a bit actually. So, just dive right into the chaos here after struggling a bit to find the proper lobby ID. Waternova is all about quick feudal age, get the galleys out. You see the blacksmith being dropped by the Vikings here now, but Cito already has the blacksmith up and has fletching in there. Fletching earlier than your opponent, it's maybe even huger for galleys on Waternova than it is for archers play on land. It's just could make a huge difference in equal numbers of ships. Which is the case here. This is going to be dancing around, denying resources. You'll note that El Nodiro does not have the TT on gold. He probably just rushed up the TC at the first and best spot. So Cito definitely with a much better town center spot here, considering that the gold is way safer. El Nodiro will either have to be really full-on aggressive here to keep Cito on his tiptoes and to keep him away from home base, or he'll be forced into a preemptive defensive tower on the gold here to make sure that the gold income for the galleys production is safe. As far as military goes, both players have consistent triple dock production of galleys, but El Nodiro is still a tiny bit ahead here numbers-wise, probably able to sustain the multiple docks production a bit earlier. Yeah, look at that, there's a preempted tower on the gold, but he hesitates a bit to get back to the golden income. So that's obstructing the galleys production for a little bit. But El Nodiro is showing his water nomad capabilities here, has probably been grinding this in ranked and also been playing it well in throughout the Chaos Cup tournament. Cito just moves right underneath El Nodiro's town center there to idle the wood income for quite a bit. Still see 5 lumberjacks there over here, semi-protected by this tower as well. So numbers wise, El Nodiro still ahead. However, Cito with the economy bit more balanced here in terms of food and gold for the next stage whenever that happens. But this is going to be a feudal age galleys war for a bit longer, or for much longer probably, because it's so hard to keep your resources safe and working. Fish situation 1 more for El Nodiro, so should have a healthier food economy overall here. This is all about wood and gold though, so you need to keep your woods and gold safe, and as mentioned earlier, that's the more so the case for Cito here with the gold protected by the TC. You can still idle it with the galleys like El Nodiro is doing though, so it's really doing work at denying resources here, forcing Cito away from the TC actually, and that's an area that El Nodiro doesn't have completely scouted. Splitting up the galleys here, like we saw with the archers on Socotra for Cito as well, splitting up in different groups, hitting several areas at once, forcing reactions on different sites, whereas El Nodiro is more focusing on one specific area here. I like the preemptive defensive tower of Cito there for the eventual time when El Nodiro will get to find the woodline being good over there. It's probably smelling it by now, looking at there's no wood income underneath the DC. Either that, or El Nodiro is thinking he's doing great here, keeping Cito completely off wood, which is not quite the case. Oh, did he find the fish? Almost found the fish here. He's gonna find the fish. Oh, he's gonna find the fish! So El Nodiro will be losing at least a couple of fishing ships here now, maybe more as this one moves away to fish more as well. Eco situation 5-4, so they've both been doing work at taking out eco units. In the case of Cito, it's been villagers lost and not shipped by the looks of it though. And because of the lower idle town center time for Cito, it's still keeping up with the Vikings, except for the fact that Vikings get instant wheelbarrow in the feudal age, of course. But now the fish is history for El Nodiro, except for one fishing ship, but might be sniped as well, so good attention of Cito there to deny that. A second lumber camp actually has to be deleted by Cito here to seek refuge close to the tower. So El Nodiro is still with good aggression here, but the TC is going to run idle very soon, I think, because he has absolutely zero on wood at this point. He's just relying completely on galley matting and neglecting the macro a little bit here, but But the much larger masses of galleys is really paying off for El Niro here as well. It's actually seeing Cito fighting off the galleys with villagers here. Camping in the woodland. I love that. It's all about denying the core resources. If you do deny the wood or the gold, preferably both, the other player will not be able to match your galley numbers. Cito actually going into fire galleys here. And with the mobility of Water Nomad with mangrove terrain all over, it's a risky move to go for the fire galleys because you'll find yourself a victim to the hit and float of the galleys. So fire galleys, once they get close to your galleys, or to the opponent's galleys, I mean, you're going to be looking at some serious quick burning of ships. But you need to get there, and Cito is not allowed to, as you see. El Niro, just a marginal military lead for now. Cito has stabilized, he has gold access again, he has wood access by the TC now that the galleys aren't denying that anymore. And he is also, after all this, Cito is still ahead in economy due to lower idle TC time, so he's had food income all along. He still has his fishing ships working as well, so maybe it's stabilizing here to El Niro's arguably all-in military efforts here. Five galleys pumping out the 5 stocks pumping out the galleys now. Cheaper Viking stocks coming to the right here. Cito seems casual about it. Back on the galleys now. He has the fire galleys more as a beach hill, I guess, than as an offensive unit at this point. They'll be in the front so that his own galleys can engage from behind. And if you get lucky enough to get the fire galleys close enough to your opponent's galleys, then of course they will be going down quickly as well. I think Cito is looking for a choke point here. He's trying to... I mean, he's trying to flee the fight, obviously, but if it gets kind of choke pointy here, he'll also maybe be looking at some success with the fire galleys. Once again, Lunio is splitting up the armies. He has twice the galleys of Cito right now. He can keep idling the wood lines, forcing Cito to relocate with the Maldians wood bonus. At least it's a little bit easier to relocate, as your buildings cost 15% less wood. $33.20, that's the military count. The economy is deceivingly similar here. We will not be seeing El Niro doing any new fishing ships, I think, because he needs the wood for the galleys. Keeping a comfortable numbers lead here. Could use the gold to buy Castle Age as well, and Cito is nowhere near that transition, of course. And now villagers going down as well. Woodline yet again compromised. Does El Niro know about the other one? He knows about the dock. He's now using the market to buy Castle Age, and that could be the game-ending move here, seeing Castle Age kicking in. Because he'll have access to Bodkin Arrow and War Galley with that upgrade. We'll have more hit points, more damage output, and yeah, further eco upgrades as well to more easily field whatever units you want to go for. Elnonidos is just not letting it, letting Sito stabilize here. Almost at the point of an equal lead here, and that's with Elnonido going up to the cast stage as well. Sito only 6 on food, far away food-wise to get to that next stage, and is also being out-militarized here with 25 to 38 as we speak. Cast stage only 30 seconds away. And we're leading towards a 1-1 here as Elnonido drops yet another dock and keeps good control over this game. He is the Water Nomad champion by the looks of it. He's really been pulling wins on this map against all of his opponents, I think. Gas stage is in. Sito doesn't appear to want to give up. He's making more fire gullies. He has the wood and gold axes running in the back here, but he is with fewer docks, right? He has 4, as the Vikings player has probably even more now, but the numbers are diminishing here for Elnonido. Sito knows he has to take the fight now because Elnonido will be getting the crucial upgrades. He doesn't seem to be able to afford Bodkin. He actually needs to use the market here, sell some wood, so the economy management is a bit off for the Vikings player here. Eating buffaloes for water buffaloes for food, as Sito somehow still has his fishing ships alive, so he's been bringing in food consistently, keeping the idle time lower. The KD is very comparable here, but still looking at the armor numbers and the state of the game, Elnonido is well ahead. Longboats have been added as well. Bodkin is in. No war galley upgrade for Elnonido just yet, but that could also be for the because of the longboat switch and because of the fact that the galleys, after all, are a little bit more easily manageable in terms of micro and moving about. A second defensive tower for Sito here now on the Woodline. Has been mining stone, so he's going to cling to tower defense here. Keeping in the competitive mindset here, still refusing to give in the game 2 here, and tries to chase down the longboats now with the Vikings player cleverly trapping him here with Market and Blacksmith Foundation, but it's also trapping Elnonido's own movement here, so I don't know if that's ideal. Vikings economy I'm sure comes in handy on this map. Did they ever nerf longboat? I don't think so. There it is. GG is called. Elnonido takes the first win of the set. Let us have a look at the statistics before moving on. Elnonido, the Polish up-and-coming high-level player, we have to say, takes a game of one of the best players in the world here. Pretty even KD. Sito never able to keep up with the army mass. And Vikings instant wheelbarrow and handcart coming to show here as well. But arguably idled less. Always keeping the army momentum as well. Yeah, that's the other game. Thanks. Let's see if we can use dashboard to find the lobby as well. No, I don't want to join it. I mean, I could join it to get the ID, but possibly, but... So, we're going to a C4 home map now, so let's get back to the map draft. We had El Nodiro taking Water Nomad. We'll be seeing Chaos Pit, Crater, or Winged for the next one. Looks like they are getting ready to go. Chaos Pit is coming up, leaving us with... Oh, let's mark the Malians losing to the Vikings here as well. Chaos Pit, I think that... I'm getting Byzantine's vibes here for Cito. Good defensive civilization doesn't rely on gold to work. Whereas for El Noniro, probably Bulgarians. Only one of the few civilizations that can go men at arms on Chaos Pit, since you don't need to mine gold for the upgrade. Let's see if they've started. Here we go. Chaos Pit coming up. Byzantine Sicilians. Okay, Sicilians. I didn't really think of that as the go-to, but Sicilians, donjons. They start with 100 extra stone as well. The eventual castle drops maybe. But will they be able to outsmart the Byzantines? It's an interesting one because the Sicilians, they did get a little nerf to that bonus, but their civilization bonus is that their counter units, no, their Land military take less bonus damage from counter units. It's worded something like that. So that if you go spearman defense, then the scouts will take less damage. If the opponent goes spearman defense. Thank you for the raid, Mr. Hooplord. Are you having a nice and memey day? This is called Chaos Cup, so there should be some meme approaches here as well. Zito is going straight for the... Is he going straight for the woodline here? What's he going for? I think he wanted to lame the deer, maybe. This is aggressive for sure, from the blue player in the Byzantine's coat. I'm just not quite sure what they're up to. Walling the berries, possibly, but the other berry patch is close to the DC, so... Yeah, where is he going? Maybe he wants to obstruct the wood income by walling in the lumberjacks here. Peak efficiency here, 0% worker efficiency on these guys over here. I didn't see any deer laming. I mean, you could technically push your opponent's deer towards your base if you want. Yeah, here they are. So this is, I mean, yes, Sito is idling his own economy to do this, but it's also forcing a reaction of El Niro, who will not be chopping through the woodline as efficiently to get to the goal. That's a beautiful lumber camp, by the way. The El Niro doesn't know it yet, but as he breaks through, that's going to be perfect for the gold access. Sito not as lucky, he has to walk for a bit to get there. More villagers moving forward. I mean, that's an approach as well. I mean, Sito doesn't depend upon the gold either. He's the Byzantines. He can just pump out trash units as he goes. He's committing to the Dark Age here. And keeps obstructing that wood access. And that's the only woodline of El Niro as well, for what I can tell. So he's been forced to commit to stragglers here now. It's going to be some villager boxing fights again here as well. Two villagers working 1-3 here, but yeah, as you can see, they got a while to go yet. But that's the case for Sito on the other side as well. He has 2 on each 3 here. You'll need to micro your lumberjacks a little bit to make sure they punch through as quickly as possible so you can get to the edges and get gold access. El Niro has the home field advantage here. He has shorter traveling distance for replenishment of villagers, and this could easily be some villagers going down for Sito with the feudal age kicking in for El Niro as well. It is not in the worst spot ever. He has lots of wood in the bank. Did not drop any barracks though, so he's not going to be able to pump out the scouts just yet. There's the village for the Sicilians player, but if the plan was scouts, which it probably... it is actually, then the food situation is less than ideal here because of the villager fighting, so it's actually kind of working out for Sito here. He's been obstructing the wood income and chopping through for quite a bit, and he's also been obstructing El Niro's plans of going for a food-heavy unit like the scouts, and now his attention to the forward villagers has been diverted to the fighting at home as well, so he loses 2 villagers to Sito's TC. They're 3-3 on Eco KD, and Sito actually has a slight little bit of higher idle TC time, but he's committed to the Dark Age here. The Sicilians hard counter the Byzantines, sadly. Surely not if you get to the cataphracts tech chariot. Level of food now for Zito is seeded some farms, so taking the first patch of berries and a deer as well, so he will eventually be clawing his way towards the feudal age, but he's taking his good old time in the dark age here for now. He's made his own little prison here on the side of Zito's base. Looks like these guys are going to make the second wood line, perhaps, or maybe they're just taking the long route home. Or looking for a second lumber camp. No, here they go. Well, that's smart actually. So small wood patch here forming a natural layer of walls, so that this woodland isn't too much of a threat to ranged fire or towers. Yeah, towers would probably still, or 8 tower would probably still be annoying here. We have some scouts out for El Noniro now. Spear defense not quite an option for Zito yet. Small walls on the woodland should keep the scouts away. Small walls everywhere, in fact, except for underneath the PC. But there's not much El Noniro scouts can do at this point. Zito is stabilizing his reach in the feudal age at 25 villagers. Could go into spear defense, of course. It's cheaper for the Byzantines, so you could make more. But probably has other plans here. It's about to break through as well. If you look at the tree here, there's a little bit to go, but definitely going to punch through well ahead of El Noniro here. Yeah, there are Sicilian scouts, but it's only 33% or 40% less damage now, so it's less significant. And Byzantines, they are they have cheaper tracks, right? So you could just make more spears, and then suddenly it's going to without it taking too much toll of on your economy, and it's going to work out decently. Yeah, that bonus got adjusted a little bit. Spreading out the scouts, getting some nice scouting intel across the map. El Noniro adding spears of his own as well to keep up with his spears. And I think Zito has forgotten about this little guy over here. Must be annoying to have that one idle all the time. What's the army situation here? Pull on spears almost. For Zito is adding some skirmishers as well, which again would be able to use their range to obstruct some resource income here, but El Noniro's reaction at some point has been walling all the way in towards the woodland now, so Zito needs to take the long way around, and there's not that much economy I can hit here, maybe except for the berries, perhaps? Mirroring the approach here, skirmishers from El Noniro that should work against Zito's skirmishers, but more importantly against the spears, because skirmishers have spear bonus damage against those. Almost a villager kill there for El Noniro, but just almost a little bit too close to town center fire. Zito flexing the Byzantines cheap trash here and is got the numbers lead, whereas El Noniro gets the upgrades for the skirmishers, will be able to outrange Zito's armies and withstand more shots as well with the added armor. Going on over here, that's just one spearman. So fletching is in Citeaux, no defense yet, but might not be a priority. Ooh, the spears and the skirmishers are split up here. Is this a calculated move by Citeaux, or is it a little bit of a misplacement of armies? Skirmishers now subject to scout fire here. Good engagement for El Noniro, but he has to pull the scouts away because of the spearmen in front. Just saving this for sneak forward buildings later or what? Looks like we're through here, so El Noniro has gold access now, facilitating the eventual transition towards Castle Age. Horse collar isn't in, and there are a lot of farms here for not having horse collar for El Noniro. Even more of a loss for the Sicilians, because Sicilians get a food boost for their farms, more food from the farms after the respective upgrades. If I'm not misremembering. Look at this trash pest! Help Citeaux. Doesn't even need the gold, he's through, so you will have gold and stone access from the back there, eventually. But it's full on Feudal Age fighting here, and looks like we're going to see a couple of towers as well. Maybe to obstruct some of the farming economy. Scouts, no upgrades on those, so the villagers could easily fight them. El Noniro has the advantage of mobility here, but he needs to dodge the spears as well. And here comes the first tower of Citeaux. Trash and towers. Good tower there, denying some of the farming economy and providing a point of refuge for the armies as well, but there's more stone mining going on here. Heavy on the gold for Citeaux as well. So maybe we'll see an addition of some gold unit like the archers here as well. Or maybe it's just preparing for the Castle Age transition. Spears in front are basically a meat shield in front of the skirmishers here. At this point, upgrades matching El Noniros as well. Scouts just chilling out for now. I guess there's not that much exposed economy to find, unless they move over here, because the quick walling here, I guess you could quick gate that if you're Citeaux, but some potential for the scouts for counter-aggression here, but you need them here as well because you want these skirmishers out of the way as another tower goes up as well. El Noniro tries to push it down with tear it down with villagers, but that's not going to be too easy here with the armies currently on the field. Infantry defense for the spearmen here as well. I don't know how that affects skirmishers' fire rate, that they take less damage in that regard. Perfect with the fletching for the tower as well, perfect distance between them. And lots of economy idling for El Noniro here now, who admittedly has the eco setup closer for a Castle Age transition here, or yeah, comparable here. Against Citeaux with slightly lower idle TC time, that's the main difference in the economy here. Oh, but El Noniro walled out his own stone, so he only has access to one stone here now. And that donjon is going up to protect it, so long term El Noniro might want a castle up here. He's found gold access, finding another lumber camp as well. But the overall army population is well ahead for Citeaux at this point. Looks like Citeaux is idling military production to get to Castle Age, in fact. Not sure what the Castle Age will bring for Citeaux. Could... Of course he could get Pikeman and Elite Skirmisher upgrade, but... Maybe some form of a pike seed push or something. I mean, that's nothing El Noniro has to stop that currently. Hey, Gumball, thanks for the sub. For the Prime sub. Another tower completes here, but El Niro once again reacts. He's going to keep the armies out here with a donjon on this side, and small walls on this side. Tower just a mere annoyance at the secondary lumber camp here. Here comes the Byzantine's instant palm watch comes in handy as well, with the extra vision. As you see, the lumber camp doesn't see the gold, unfortunately, for Citeaux. They're both going Castle Age. El Niro is a slight edge, but not much ahead here, of course. At least we're not going to see any Sicilian's castle dropped anytime soon, because El Niro needs to invest into the donjons here. Is going to trap Citeaux's armies, possibly, unless the spearmen have a say in it here. Gets to complete the donjon, but these trash units are still being a pain in the ass here, and Citeaux now 11-5 in the Eco KD department. He's been subject to some counter-aggression here, but looks like El Niro is on stand ground with the armies, and garrisoning the TC will take out some precious armies there. Massive military lead for Citeaux. Is actually going for the Byzantine Knights here now, which currently El Niro does not have any response to. He has the barracks, could pump out some spears, could also, I guess, go for monks. But the wood shortage makes it difficult to add these kinds of buildings. Even if the gold is there for monks, there's only 100 something wood to cure the monasteries. And Citeaux just keeps the constant aggression forward here as best he can. A TC on the gold in the back as well, securing it. More importantly, allowing for double thesis villager queuing to capitalize on that economy lead as well. Lots of towers obstructing lots of the farming economy around here as well. And overall, in a good spot here for our blue player. Camels. I'm not sure if I like camels against Sicilians because of the Sicilian civilization bonus taking less damage, but it's been slightly nerfed recently, so camels will work a little bit better even against Sicilians. And for the Byzantines, they are cheaper. They don't have bloodlines, yes, but they cost less to produce. Oh, two Wagonels to one here, taking out the towers, but the Palisade might be taken down as well. Will this one range the other two? Doesn't matter. El Niro pulls away. Skirmishes and spears back at it here as a small trickle of cavalry units pop in here to try and deal with the Wagonels. I don't think they'll get any of the Wagonels here. Donjon providing some cover fire, and El Niro has some cavalry units of his own as well. Will not be able to mass army easily here though, with all these farms lost to Power's aggression. Still a massive military lead for Citeaux, and now pushing in kind of a monk siege push going on over here. Go pretty heavy on the stone as well. 9 on stone. He must be planning. I guess he wants to. He might want to drop a castle. If he's seen the expansion over here, Citeaux could drop a castle somewhere around here, and he'll idle lots of the town centers and resource income at that angle. Okay, I don't understand that castle. Maybe just wants to flex with the cataphracts here. Okay, I understand actually. Because of the mangonels, they could easily stop a castle drop like this. My friend Dennis would be proud at this army, AI army composition going on here. We're gonna see the Cataphract as well. Seeing monk upgrades coming in here. Redemption! Redemption allows monks to convert buildings and siege weapons, which means that the mangonels here might fall victim to monks conversion. So if Cito manages to target all of these 3 mangonels separately, then they'll suddenly have 6 mangonels on his hand, not just 3. Slowly breaking through the house walls over here as well. I'm not sure if Eloniro has seen... Well, he's seen the monastery, so he's probably expecting the monks. But he does not have any light cavalry scouts added here. Monks, will they get a conversion? It's gonna be close, but need to move around here, targeting another one as well. Yeah, that's one. Sanctity is in as well, so the monk will survive one mangonel shot. Camels and knights diving in to get the other one, and now... How many mangonels now? 5 mangonels total for Citoyer after getting some conversions in here. Lots of blue across the map. They're both with 3 town centers, but Cito, tiny eco lead here overall. Actually, the Sicilian knights are working out here as well. No upgrades on them, not even bloodlines, but certainly enough to take out the mangonels, and corrupting some of Cito's forward presence here is committing to more camels here now, seeing the Knight's choice of El Doniro going on here, but you'll need better upgrades and more numbers to contest the Sicilians in this scenario, because the Sicilians take less bonus damage from counter units. With that said, Cito has been the aggressor for almost all of the game here and is keeping it up while extending the economy with 3 TCs working at home. There's 4 now for El Doniro actually, so it's catching up in villager numbers. And if El Doniro is able to mine stone to get the cattle up, could commit to First Crusade at some point to try and punish the Byzantines that way. But it's still a long time ahead here, looking at the eco situation, and stone isn't necessarily your first priority at this point. So Cito's push seems kind of one-sided here. Not sure I understand the idea behind this castle, but it gives vision, it gives a strategic fallback point for armies. Now scouting the rest of the sides here. Love the stone walls to this side for the Byzantines. They're stronger being Byzantine walls as well, and the outposts provide vision. Now some watchtowers popping up here, going to obstruct, or watchtower at least. Gonna obstruct the eco income over here. Hey, Poop Lord. Yeah, doing alright, thank you. Enjoying this final so far. It's at the 1-1, which is perfect. I was worried we might have a sweep here, because Cito is admittedly one of the best players in the world, but enjoying it. Now Sito is attacking from several angles here. Is 7 camels total. Is even trying to take out donjons with mangonels, and if you have enough of them, I suppose it might actually work. How been as a person? Good, I think. It's been a nice fall so far with interesting gigs and stuff to do, but also a huge electrical bill dropped in August, to say that way, good lord, so that wasn't so pleasant. But overall, doing alright, thank you, thanks for asking. Hey, Mesda! And Tech sees the guard tower upgrade, which boosts the attack, doesn't it? And the range as well. Sito still seems on top of things. He has the cheaper Imperial Age as the Byzantines. It looks like he has another castle in the planning here as well. Could go up over here, maybe. He could move one villager all the way over here to... What happened to that guy, actually? What happened to the villager to the side over here? Good wall up here as well. Adds HP, okay, yeah. Not range for guard towers. Gotcha. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Club Jarrett, Sito could sell food to go up here, and he did as well. He's going Imperial Age now, which means he'll have trebuchets to deal with El Noniro's castle, and El Noniro won't be able to answer that with his own trebuchets. He's committed to the castle age now. He'll need army numbers. I think it's a good castle though. It limits any army entrance at this side. What's your elo at currently? 1297, I think. I'm just goofing around with what I do. I don't really take ranked games very seriously. So it peaked at 1400 a couple of times, but it's been a while now. Monk Preb wins games, oh for sure. We've seen that so many times, especially on Arena, but it certainly works in this scenario as well. Nice, blocking the light cam from hitting the monks here, like a human shield here from Sito with the armies. Is he actually gonna kill TCs with guard towers here? There's 2 guard towers over here as well. Towers everywhere. But El Noniro tries for some counter aggression as well. 1 relic collected in the middle of all this madness as well. Tiny gold trickle from that. No sign of any Imperial Age for El Noniro yet. He's got the buildings because he has the castle. But 30 seconds to go for... Sneaky. Don't hate no goofing around, no. Fair point. Fair point. I just don't take it seriously now. It's all the ranked games. Sito taking the home map here, of course, Imperial Age a deciding factor here when El Niro only has 9 military. Sito will be starting to create trebuchets, will easily deal with the donjons, castles, town centers. And there it goes. Byzantines proving their power on Chaos Pit. 1917, that's pretty ridiculous though, Elo, but sounds like fun. I know you're having fun playing these odd strategies, Pooplar, so that's cool. It's a fun game. Look at the uptimes here, 1409 feud late for season. He was kept harassing the economy of El Noniro with his Dark Age villagers. Well then, still at least 2 more games to go, possibly more. We have another lobby. So let's copy that first. There we go. And toggle the fact that Byzantine won against the Sicilians. El Niro is left with African Springs and Mangrove Jungle. Ooh, you played against Spring. Nice. Yeah, he's I watch his streams on occasions. It's fun. It's a best of 7. So minimum 2 more games, possibly more, depending on the outcome of the home maps of El Noniro. Yeah, that sucks, Pleb Jarrett. Bad timing for you, but it's on me for not being able to announce this final it was short notice, unfortunately, the whole thing, because of scheduling misunderstandings, I have to say. So that's on me, actually. I was contacting both players, and they got the impression that I was kind of scheduling for them. But in reality, I wanted them to reach out to each other, and then suddenly we ended up on today for the final. But I'm glad to see people tuning in, even with the short notice. African Springs is coming up. So African Springs, I'm envisioning Bulgarians for El Niro. Men at Arms, Towers, Men at Arms, Archers possibly. Seems strong on that map. But Mongols or Britons, early archers, could certainly work out as well. Sito is probably saving Persians for Winged. But is El Niro a reference to El Nonino? I don't know, actually. Uh, I don't think so. But guess we'll have to ask him some point about that. You're thinking about El Nino or that stuff? Let's try again. Check the dashboard as well. Okay, they didn't. They may not have launched yet, which is fine. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, and I don't think there's a connection. But it could be, of course. But El Noniro is from Poland, so I don't think that would be like typical inspiration. It's probably a wordplay on something else. This is what the bracket has been looking like. Had to hand out some admin wins, but these things happen. Deadlines. Well, most impressive run has been for Eldo. He beat Eli in the first round, maybe to be expected. Slightly higher seed, but then freaking Andy. And now same by name, so he's been doing work. Yep, correct. Say my name is Beast. Yeah. It's pretty cool that that set went to a 3-2. I casted all of these. I did have some connection issues in the first round, so not all of it is there, but I think all of the sets from the quarterfinal onwards is on my YouTube as well. And yeah, very nice set, that one. Back and forth. Okay, now they launched, I think. So let's see if we can find it in Spectate. African Springs coming up for game number 4. Fast forwarding to catch up with the live. This map starts with a camel as your scout. So not your regular scout. You can't use your scout to attack. It has 0 attack, but it can auto scout like scouts do, and it can also be used to block units' movement pathing as you go for your aggression. This is African Springs. Lots of box turtles in a ring in the middle here. Biggest woodlines in the middle, that's where a lot of the fighting will happen, but it's also awkward to wall because you have all these small tiles and openings here and there, so not exactly the most easily wallable map. You'll notice that the players go straight for a mill first on the box turtles. That's because it's the fastest food source in the game, except for Mongols hunt. When that's the resource in abundance, that's what you'll see the real high level players commit to, rather than the slow eating goats and the fact that you have one rhino. Looks like they've brought in their hunt as well, also. But a heavy emphasis on food early on. I did get El Noniro's civilization right. He's gone for the Bulgarians here. Since Bulgarians get instant men-at-arms, they have a strong men-at-arms towers opening, among other things. You could use your men-at-arms to hit the fishing economy, for example, or the woodlines as you find them. It's pretty mirrored approach to the opening here. No idleness time whatsoever, and dropping the. They've been taking stragglers to be able to afford lumber camps on the woodlines. Same population, same division of food to wood, same ratio of villagers on food to wood. Oh, wall it, go on. Wall it, El Noniro, wall it in! Wall it! Oh. You had a chance of a lifetime there. To trap Sito's Camel Scout. Back to Camel. We're gathering some important scouting intel now. They've both scouted each other's shore fishing situations. Sito with the hunts here, so that sort of gives me scouts vibes here, to be honest. He's been heavy on the food, but now he's gone to gold, so we'll scratch the scout's idea. Must be straight archers, because he is going to expect the men-at-arms opening from El Niro. He's going to find the barracks soon, I think, unless El Niro has purposefully hid it away here. But it's the Bulgarians, it's one of their strengths that you'll want to play into with that civilization. And whether you add skirmishers or archers or towers to that, that's up to you. Archers, not necessarily viable because you don't get crossbow. Yep, here it is. No flag on the barracks, but he sees the first militia pop out here. As El Niro gets housed, actually, so he might have that... No, he's fine. So the 3 militia are going to pop up as they go. Feudal Age about to kick in as well. The up timings very similar here. 18 villagers for both. But instant men-at-arms, not to be messed around with. It's a strong opening. Here we go with the camel blocking, men-at-arms not succeeding in getting killed. Scout goes down, that's bad news for El Niro. It gives you less vision of the map and the progress here. He finds the gold, but he's going to go right for the shore fishers now, next. As Sito adds spearmen and archers. Archers should easily clean up these men-at-arms, especially when you get fletching in as well. But you could also rely on quick walls like Sito is doing here, and I don't know, use the spears to take out the men-at-arms. I think it's going to clean up the men-at-arms just to not worry about that annoyance, and then send the archers forward to react. El Niro reacting to the archers, of course, the straight archers with skirmishers, some of which will be chased away by the Sito's villagers, and also a preempted tower on the woodline here. The only woodline of Sito so far, of course. It's very important for Sito to keep that one intact. I think Sito is trying to track the movement of the men-at-arms and skirms here. It's El Niro on the offensive here, but he hasn't really... He supports the defense tower, which is honestly a good thing. Delays any additional town centers of Sito as the game goes on. This is going to be more about extending the fish economy and the mills rather than town centers. You'll see them going up eventually on the golds and stones to the side of the map. But for now, El Niro is the aggressor, and forcing Sito to react with the proper counter units here, adding some skirmishes of his own, Sito. And still has the archers in the mix as well, too. Or did lose them actually? No. Where are the archers? Why aren't the archers joining in? It's because of the skirmishers, probably. But behind this, idle TC times quite comparable. El Noniro's economy untouched for now, as Cito is constantly on the defensive here. Man-at-Arms still alive. Are they gonna get the villager as well? I think they might get the villager here. El Noniro got one, might get two. That's two kills for El Noniro. Taking a 2 villagers lead here now and forcing Cito to fight with what he's got here. Lots of the economy getting idled here, villagers being pulled in to fight the skirmishers, but then there's the men-at-arms as well, which means that the villagers, they can't really fight off those. But where did the archers go? They're in the mix here. It's just that the fact that El Noniro added some skirmishers makes it more awkward for Cito's archers to engage as well. But, well, if you have enough skirmishers with fletching, you could eventually take out men-at-arms that way as well. Cito, slight military lead, nothing too noticeable though. Both extending their shorefish income here. Is this? Yeah, this is probably quite efficient. 15 fishermen working over here. Pretty much the same for Cito. Yes, so you might even have more. 18, is it? And now, reacting to these skirmishers by adding stables to queue up additional scouts here. Defense could come in handy as well, even though the skirmishers don't really do that much damage. They're both handy scouts in fact, but Cito with the 20% faster working stables should have a little edge here. Yep, double stable, scouts pumping out now, forging coming in first, should aid in killing the skirmishers more quickly. Had there been archers or spears in the mix here, maybe defense would have made it more sense, but it's not the case. So rapid increase of units here from Cito. He has the Huns, he never needs to worry about houses, so he won't be pop capped until 200. Makes it a lot easier to mass units like this, because in the heat of the moment there's one less thing to worry about. Looks like one stone mine has been depleted because these guys are real long distance stone mining over here, and a map is a good old mess in the middle here. Matching military numbers, El Noniro keeping that eco lead. What I'd love to see from Cito was a counter-attack on the shorefish over here. I don't know if he has it scouted. He hasn't seen the expansion, but just a couple of scouts over here. Maybe once he gets the defense, so the villagers can't as easily fight as well. But this is where main attention needs to be, of course, the big fights in the middle here. It seems like a convincing numbers lead for Cito. He has more archers mixed in now as well, which will aid in taking out the scouts. But you need to deal with the skirmishers so as not to lose the archers needlessly. Long term, as Cito eventually makes his way for the Castle Age, he'll have access to cavalry archers as well, which I think would be huge with the mobility on this map. But El Noniro clicking the Castle Age right there, so he's got a solid lead, but isn't he very vulnerable now? With half the military population, as Cito is committed to full feudal age here and keeps adding more and more units. That Castle Age will need to bring something potent for El Noniro, like Creposts for map positioning, map control, or just enough knights to turn the game around here. The economy looks quite similar now, but that's also because El Noniro is on the way up. Bloodlines is in for both, but defense is in for El Nero Scout, so he has better upgrades on his units now. Decent chunk of archers for Zito, but he's been full on defensive, and nowhere near that Castle Age kick. El Nero certainly seems prepared with the home map here, and he is going to find the expansion. Will El Nero be able to wall in time? This is disaster if the scouts find this villagers fleeing here. Could be so many villagers dead now. Woodline as well. Great counter-attack. That's what I was talking about a couple of minutes ago from Zito, that this is where he needs to engage, and timing is just perfect. Castle Age is kicking in, El Nero is losing almost all of the food gatherers, and even though he has resources in the bank, he's not going to be able to have consistent production of knights for long with this kind of food income. He's going to afford maybe 5, 6, 7 knights, but losing so much in the process. Great engagement by Zito here. Scouts everywhere, archers everywhere. Staying extended feudal really has paid off for Zito here, and it looked really good for our red player for a while there. But I think that Castle Age timing might have been a little bit off given the army numbers. And Zito, look at the KD as well, has really been making the proper calls here. It's subject to some counter-aggression here, but he has a preemptive defensive tower on the fish over here. Gonna lose some villagers, yes, but El Nodiro is losing so much more. Queuing some knights, but he's completely off food. He's heavy on the gold, but we'll have to rely on market usage in that case to pump out units. So it's 35 to 9 here. Zito could use his scouts to take out knights at this point, because the knights only have +1/+1 as well. How many knights? 4 knights total for El Nero is still off wood. Technically now has the food income to keep producing knights, and is going to flee to one side here for a lumber camp actually. At this point it would almost make sense to buy wood for a TC instead, I think, because the Bulgarians TCs cost only 50 stone, even after being forced into one defensive tower. No, yeah, wherever that was for El Nero, he's still going to be able to afford 1,000 with that 50 stone or 75 stone. Spearman addition by Zito is getting closer to the Castle Age transition now. He's lost some military, yes, but what a valuable engagement he got. The massive economic lead here, seemingly, but he hasn't gone to the Castle Age yet, so if El Nero gets another town center up and starts pumping out builders and stabilizes here, there may still be hope for El Nero, but these knights are getting trapped in the middle of the spears. One goes down there. Knights counter pikes, you know, so that's how that looks. It's not every day you see villagers fighting off a knight, but I think the idea was to keep the knight within the tower's range, so the tower could deal with it. Food situation now allows for at least one stable, consistent production. And some true long distance hunting going on over here for El Nero. He's managed to get back on double stables knights production, but his TC has been running idle as a result of the earlier engagements and raids of Zito. Now moving about with the scouts again. 12 scouts. Castle is on 1 minute away for Zito, and looking at the eco setup, it's probably going to be knights from Zito as well, and he should easily be able to outproduce El Nero here. Oh, will it spot the long distance hunter? He'll see them. He'll spot them. Still no defense of the scouts, so the builders could fight the scouts here, but yeah, there's too many of them. El Nero is going to take huge losses again. Economy is so exposed. Nothing here to defend these villagers. Yes, he's counterattacking with the knights, but there are spears here from Cito to keep those semi-safe, so to speak. Castlage is in. And that's it. The GG is called, well, fought in game 4 here by El Nodiro, but it is Cito drawing the longest straw here, and we're left with El Nodiro's final home map, which is Mangrove Shallows, was it? Let's have a look at the statistics first. Yeah, better resource income for Cito, more food, notably, so less subject to aggression on the exposed shorefish economy, I suppose. Alright, back to the draft. And we have Mangrove Jungle to be the next one. African Springs not working to El Nido's plan, so absolutely well fought. Looks like we have a lobby ID coming up here. And yeah, waiting for El Nido to join. Let's go to the cities here again. We did have Huns winning against the Bulgarians. Mangrove Jungle it's called, not Mangrove Shallows, but that was a cup back in the day. But Mangrove Jungle looks like a pair of glasses on that big photo. Yeah. Several good sims for Cito here. Portuguese and Malay should both work. Chinese also with their extra, what is it, extra hit points on the demolition ships or something like that. El Nodiro, I'm not seeing Mongols here. Probably Berbers because it could be a galley heavy map again, almost water nomad like. And these land civilizations, they'll have to be for winged and greater, I think. So. What are they doing here? They've launched, so let's have a look. Yep. Mangrove Jungle. I've never seen pros play this map, and there's probably a reason for it. It's not very frequently used, even though it's actually a standard DE map. Alright, we'll need to have a look at the map here, but Mongols for El Niro. Well, there are 2 rhinos, there are some water buffaloes, there's double hunt, now it makes sense, I didn't know that. So yeah, that makes perfect sense then. I should have a super fast uptime with the Mongols here. Start spamming galleys, probably. But... I guess you could... I'm not sure if this is buildable terrain. Probably not. I guess it kind of looks like that Acropolis is stony terrain. But yeah, if you're up early, mass the galleys early enough, you could essentially stop your opponent from going anywhere. If they try to move out to the... Well, they have to move out to the exposed woodlands, actually. But yeah, that's devil bait, if it happens. You see lots of patches of stone and gold around here, but you need to chop through the trees to get to them. I have a feeling this game will end before that becomes a concern. I like how Sito is going for the back lumber camp here. I like how the map has very exposed golds as well. They both have front golds. So so they are very much exposed to ranged galley fire. Moving out to scout now. Didn't talk about the Sitosi, but he's Portuguese. He's got these stronger HP-wise ships, but no immediate, no Dark Age eco bonus, which sets him back in terms of an uptime compared to the Mongols. El Niro should probably be... He could be going for like a 16 pop up or something here. Should be possible. It's getting blue. It might be even earlier, actually. Okay, a bit of a pause here. Yes. I'm just checking if they were going to write me something, but... Alright, very close to that feudal age transition now. Zito is going to spot that dock going up. It seems like a very all-in approach for El Niro here, very early up by the looks of it. It looks to me like the dock will be his second building. And once the dock completes, El Niro will click to the village. The build is a bit off though, because it's now running idle with a PC here, lacking that second building. But I think it was lack of wood for the dock as well. I like that placement, it kind of creates choke points in both directions here. Sito with the front dock as well, but Feudal Age now on the way for El Niro is going to be way ahead of Sito to the, what shall I say, the Feudal Age armies here. A little bit of a wall off as well to disallow any galleys to easily get to the woodline in the back here for El Niro. It's only going to be one dock, and it's not going to be a whole lot of naval production. Well, scratch, that's actually 2 docks, but how do you sustain it? That with 1 lumber camp and just now starting to go to gold. Fascinating. Didn't even take the second rifle, didn't even need to push in almost all of the deer instead. Early galleys though, and this woodline in the back here could be scary for Sito. This is the last home map of El Niro, so if he loses this one, we're left with only Sito maps for the rest of the set. Is he able to produce out the vault? He is able to pump out galleys off of both docks here. So huge head start to the military production. Even with fletching though, you will not be able to reach his goal. And note how Sito is not going for the... It's actually taxed the builders to go for the gold pile in the back here so that it's not rangeable by feudal galleys. El Noniro, absolute minimum food here, is taking some of that leftover hunt. Still has the Rido as well. No fish on this map, just shallow terrain. I love how it's stopping the walling on the dock here as well. This is a so-called dock blocking that Sito is doing here. Dock here, palisades here, same here. Then the galleys can't pass and get to the woodline in the back. They can't pass around the base. Clever approach to walling from Sito here, but the gold is exposed and the galleys break through. Double galleys production from El Noniro here. Higher idleness time, yes. Better. Army numbers, also yes. But now it's moving around. You can't small wall range fire out. So the galleys will be doing some work over here. Still no fletching. Tower should complete as El Noniro just needs to pull away here now. Might get the kill. But here comes the scout and the fire galley. I think you could actually block the movement, yeah. Scout kind of blocking the movement of the galleys here, so the fire galley gets to take them out. Clever move of Sito there to use the scout to block. He's going for the fire galleys. So as he gets close to El Noniro's galleys, that should easily be a way to take them out. Can they get through here? Maybe. There's some weird units movement there. No, he'll actually need to delete his own walls to free up his armies, but that's an easy reroll for Sito, of course. Looks like he wants to keep one. Oh, it's just tapping it. Wanted to go all the way around. Yeah. The ultra fast fuel age for El Noniro hasn't paid off as much as he'd like, I think. He's still no fletching, so that's what that kind of fragile economy quick uptime does to you. The dock walling here keeps El Noniro from hitting any of the exposed economy as well, and a very smart defensive tower on the gold here. Again, preventing the galleys from doing too much. Sito now actually has the military lead. And it's mixing in some galleys as well. As the food income increases, he will be able to get to fletching for his galleys as well. Something that's finally on the way for El Noniro here. Brought in the second rhino and keeps going a lot. Even double bit axe for El Noniro, which certainly slows down the wood income and units production. Fletching is in, so now we're looking at decent engagement against the fire galleys here, but you'll note that Sito is keeping his fire galleys close to the tower. Perfect point of refuge for his own units while waiting for the proper unit mass to engage here as well. Very favorable fight for Sito. It's close to repairs from the villagers on the gold, and it's also providing cover fire from the tower, which you could also garrison with villagers for extra damage output. But El Noniro has the galley micro out as well. He gets the odd off pick off of units here. Third dock coming up for our red friend as well. Military numbers dead even, but some of those are fire galleys from Sito that don't really contribute to the ranged attacks going on here. economy-wise, Sito is just slightly ahead here, but he has double attacks, one that El Nero doesn't. Better food income, I'd say, as well. It's all going down. There's almost a... It's like kind of funnel into one specific spot here, because El Nero will... Well, he'll need to get through these walls to get anywhere. Now Sito is stonewalling one side as well, so these galleys, they're never going to reach the economy at this rate. In fact, Sito may not even need more than 2 docks here. He has got the cover fire. A little bit of unfortunate villager pathfinding there. But stone walls, will they complete? Could be that Sito just wants to wall off to keep the aggression away to repair these weak units afterwards. 3 docks for El Nero, only 2 of them producing. But galleys not going to be able to do much. You may need to actually transition into land units here at some point, but that's always at a risk, because from on the shallow terrain here you could always send in demolition ships to take out any slow-moving land units. Hitting the gold now, but there's another gold further back for Sito, which is perfectly safe, so this tower, even if it goes down, the stone walls and docks should keep the galleys from going anywhere. These are very weak, some of these galleys though. So, seems a bit awkward for Sito to engage here. He commits to repairs on the tower, while getting some more hits in with the galleys. I mean, Sito is investing less here and is also going Castle Age, which I didn't notice immediately. Suppose he is getting a favorable fight here. He could get Guard Tower, he could at the very least get Bodkin Arrow, which he will for his ranged bolts anyway. Back on the Fire Galley and Demo production here now. Demolition hit in the woodland would be huge if you can ever get to it, but the galleys should make that difficult. Oh, he's hiding it. Ah, it's gonna... I think El Nero is gonna get it. This seen the demolition ship, or raft rather. Oh, Castle Age is in. El Nero immediately reacts as well by trying to use the market to get the resources to go to the Castle Age as well, or maybe it's just for military production. No, I think he's aiming for Castle Age, but he has 0. Nothing on food here, El Nero. He's been so fixated on the galley micro that the food economy has been neglected, which means that the TC will keep running idle as well, and give Sito more and more of an eco lead. Fire ships are in, War Galley is in. Where are the galleys actually? Yeah, they're behind. Bad news for El Nero if the fire ships are allowed to get close enough. Yeah, good engagement here. No Bodkin Arrow just yet. War Galley comes first. But that also unlocks fire ship, War Galley, and demolition ship. So 1 demolition ship hit here, and most of these galleys are history. Great engagement for Sito with a minimal effort in terms of numbers here. The caravels can fire from both ends, if I recall as well, so it's just like a double-sided scorpion, if you will. The ships have more hit points, being Portuguese as well, so looking at the numbers here, that should be quite even if El Nero has way more ships total. Oh, Caravel's doing work here now. Now Sito is finally turning it around and going on the aggressive again. El Niro reaching the castle age, but with what economy? What's he gonna do with the castle age here? Could sell some wood, buy some food, get War Galley of his own, but it's behind. And he is trapped. He's trapped. He's gonna lose all of the galleys here. He's gonna lose all of the galleys before any upgrade is possible at all. He sends in some fire galleys, but that's just not gonna be enough against these Portuguese caravels. They are beasts with their 140. Wait. 43 and 49 hit points, and it's looking grim for El Nino. Still no food economy, barely any. I mean, at some point you may need to hit land as well, but Sito is on top of things now. He's got the RB mass by far. He's never going to allow El Nino to get back into it on water here, I think. And then you're just trapped. Demo! Great demolition ship hit here as well. More Dr. El Nino desperately wants to get those numbers back, but with what wood and gold economy? More demos joining in here could use them to take out the docks at this point. And as if that wasn't enough, even the horse needs to pay with his life on the shoreline here. More fire ships for Sito, I guess. With the caravels and war galleys, you'd be able to range at least the golds and definitely the woodlines over here. Ooh, if he gets through, actually, he could use the demolition ships to get some serious hits on the wood economy of El Dondiro as well, who has to flee the gold now. Did manage to get the fire ships somehow, but not nearly in the masses needed to deal with Sito's armies here. Or is it? Does either of them have careening? No defense on the ships. El Niro 8, Sito 10. Another dock coming up. Another demo coming out as well. Oh, that could have been a massive hit. But it was just, in the end, just decent. Always want to hit more than one ship with a demo if you can. So Sito pulls back here. Oh, will the galleys? Somehow El Noniro has been able to mass armies to nearly match Sito here. They've both been struggling to keep the TCs running behind this, because you need to field armies, and the wood cost going into the ships is going to affect your ability to farm. You could eventually fish trap as well, of course, but farms certainly make more sense as it's unreachable even by war galleys. And it is 5 docks to 4 by now. Both with consistent production here, back on the war galleys, mainly for Sito here, having seen the fireship investment of El Noniro. Another great engagement in the corner here as well, on the galleys, fire galleys. Completely covering the choke point here now for Zito, but doesn't quite get to hit and run as he'd like. I think, I don't know what these forward fielders are doing here, but they're probably brought in for repairs, I guess, just as El Noniros are as well. 8-1 eco KD for El Noniro, so he has done some eco damage throughout the game. After all, he did hit this area at one point. But now Zito has a massive military lead here, and is once again claimed the waters. El Noniro does not have safe gold anymore. Is panic mining stone now, might sell stone for gold to keep making armies, or just try and get a defensive castle up on this area. He did actually try to get to these resources for some reason, but that's not exactly a safe goal either. Wonder if you can see these. Yeah, I can see some of the enclosed golds around. Full on war galleys for Zito now on Podkin Arrow, obviously, and it's not the case for El Niro actually, who has been struggling with the food economy behind all of this, so that also hurts. It doesn't matter when you are going for the fire ships, of course, but if El Niro ever goes back into war galleys, he'll desperately need that Podkin Arrow upgrade. 17 on stone now, El Niro needs that castle up, but how do you put up a castle to protect your gold with this kind of ranged armies on the waters from Zito? Oh, demolition ship popping out there, good spot of Zito. He's focusing the demos before moving away to hit and float, hit and run against the fire ships as well. Massive amount of builders moving forward now, and that's going to give not just an offensive get out of my game castle in the face of El Noniro, it's also going to give Zito some land presence to make organ guns from the castle and to close it out. This castle, suppose El Noniro could scramble up 2 or 3 towers here, but he sees the castle. GG, well played is called. Zito takes the 4-1, but not easily, I might add. Well fought by El Noniro, who has provided some nice upsets all the way since the quarterfinals. GG indeed. GG, well fought. There is a skill gap of 300-ish elo here, so I think El Noniro has done amazing, to be honest. Huge dip in military here for El Noniro. That was one of the huge fights for Zito, and here it just keeps growing. Masses keeps ahead in military and finally gets ballistics as well for more accurate units fire. Economy stats actually somehow higher for El Noniro here. I don't know how he's managed that, but he did have a lot of wood lumberjacks. So that could be part of the deal. They never really touched his economy, wasn't really touched that much by Zito, so that could explain the eco income. But the uptimes are the interesting bit here. 740 for Mongols, could have been 710 almost, with the dock completing earlier, but it could have been a wood issue or just a timing issue with when he started building it. Since the dock was essentially the second building to go up to the next stage. Alright, back to the draft. Just to conclude it here, we had the Portuguese winning against the Mongols. And Zito taking Mangrove Jungle as well. So that concludes Chaos Cup. Congratulations to Zito and to the runner-up El Noniro.